Hi, I am Glenn Lemke, and I'm here to talk to you about hay barn fires. There are several small steps that farmers need to know to ensure that a hay barn fire does not happen in one of their barns. According to multiple sources, hay barn fires are most hay barn fires are caused by spontaneous combustion. Yes, I said spontaneous combustion. That is when an inanimate object suddenly and unexpectedly catches fire. In this case, the object is a hay bale. But this isn't an ordinary hay bale. This hay bale has been baled wrong. Now when I say wrong, I mean when the hay is cut, it is set out to dry. The drying process is a crucial process when baling hay. In this case, the hay bale, A, was never allowed to dry for long enough, or B, was allowed to be laid on after it was cut. This causes the hay to stay wet and moist, and when baled, a wet and moist bale is actually turns rotten on the inside, so it's unedible for horses, cattle, and it also creates for a much bigger problem. Most hay bales have bacteria in them, causing, I mean, it's normal for any type of hay bale to have bacteria. A wet hay bale, however, will have much more bacteria in it. And the bacteria ferment, and when they do this, it creates heat. And when you get a lot of bacteria enclosed in a tight area, it'll cause some pretty strong heat. Bales can reach up to 200 degrees centigrade, and when they finally spontaneously combust, they reach 280 degrees centigrade, and that is very hot. When the inside of a hay bale, when you first, a wet one, the one that's been wet and stored for 6 months, and you break it open, and you stick your hand inside it, it's hot. I mean, something's up, man. And farmers need to know these simple steps in order to ensure that their hay doesn't spontaneously combust, because when their hay barn catches fire, they're losing a lot. They're losing a year's supply of food for their horses or cattle. They're losing money if they're planning on selling that hay. They're losing their barn, for one thing. And also, if they keep machinery in there, I know a lot of people keep their tractors in their hay barns, tools, machines, and I mean, this is a major loss for something that could have been avoided easily. Some of the simple steps to avoiding hay barn fires caused by spontaneous combustion is always making sure that you allow time for your hay to dry once you cut it, and then baling it. You want to make sure you go out in your field, feel the hay, make sure it's dry, it's not damp or anything before you bale it. Once it's cut, also you want to make sure it's not rained on. You look at the weather forecast, make sure that there's no rain coming, and once the weather is clear, that's when you really want to bale. Especially if 5-day period is perfect, and once you bale it, also it cannot get wet. Even though it's already been baled, you have to make sure it cannot get wet. And if it gets wet again, it just spikes growth for bacteria, and those bacteria start reproducing, and it causes heat, and that heat will just ignite. So again, restating, these hay barn fires are being caused by spontaneous combustion, and it can be stopped, by simple decisions by farmers, and they must make sure the hay is dry when they bale it, and make sure it does not get rained on. And also, furthermore, an easy step is having the bale stacked on edge, longwise, up and down. It creates more of a airflow within the bale, allows the bales to breathe a little better, and that will help cool it down, even if because you're going to have bacteria in it, and sometimes they can, even though you do everything right, they can for some reason reproduce in one bale a little more than the other, and that'll help the airflow and help vent out some of that heat. So that'd be a good step too, is stacking on edge, and from there, that's those are the steps. You need to make sure that hay, pretty much golden rule, hay never gets wet, and you're good to go once you get it in the barn. That's probably the hardest part, is making sure you get it in the barn without it getting rained on. And after that, usually, most of the time you're in the clear. And other hay barn fires are caused by, usually human mistakes. Cigarettes. That's probably a big cause. I won't get into that, but I'm just getting into the cause that the effects that we as farmers tend to have an impact onto the hay bales themselves. All right, thank you for your time.